Hi everyone! Have you ever stopped drawing and felt so frustrated because art is all you ever did? I have gone through that too, and today I'm here to tell you what I did to go back to drawing, and I hope it can be helpful for you. I'm gonna start by explaining why I stopped drawing. I want to clarify, I did not just stop one day, I stopped gradually, which I guess is true for most people. I think it was throughout the last 5 years. What happened was that every time I finished a piece, more and more time would go on until I started another drawing. And one day I realized I hadn't drawn in 4 or 6 months. And it felt confusing because I really wanted to make art, but every time I tried, I just couldn't. I think my main problem was that I took too long on my pieces, because I wouldn't know how to continue or how to paint a certain part, partly because my painting is or was messy and I had no set method to follow. So I always had questions. At the end, I would either get bored because I was stuck on that piece, or I'd end up with a result where I tried too hard or added too much detail and the result was not good, so I was never satisfied. Now, what on earth happened to make me so decided to start again? Most of you probably know of this. It was PewDiePie's drawing video. Yeah, that video. It's been about 5 or 6 months since I started again, which is when I watched it, and I was so impressed by what he did. Even though I'm definitely not a beginner, I had so much to learn from him, especially copying. How did I even forget that? The key to improving is to observe and copy what you see, or what you want to do better, and he did that, and he improved quickly. I don't know if it's a fair thought to have, but I thought, if he could do it out of nothing, why can't I do it too? And I kind of treated myself as a beginner again. I didn't care for finished paintings. How was the process? At first I did what he did, sketching every day. I didn't get to 100 days, but it allowed me to explore what I could do from now on and what options I had to go back to art. I want to highlight the fact that I drew on a physical sketchbook tool like him, which was completely different from what I usually do. Before this, I only painted on my computer, and I had some sketchbooks, but they were all pretty empty because I just never used them. I saw PewDiePie draw on a sketchbook and thought that maybe doing that and changing my medium for some time could be helpful. And yeah, it was a pretty good start. Then I started doing something that kept me more motivated, which is doing studies or copying other people, at least for the time being, since that way I don't have to invent or imagine an image in my head and think about how I should paint a specific part. I was doing 2-hour exercises for these studies. Also maybe doing fan art because I don't have to think about a new character design, and it's always fun to draw your favorite characters however you want. I think it can be motivating for some. The final thing that changed me completely is Artfight, which at the time of recording right now has only, I think, 2 days left. I will explain briefly for those of you who don't know. Artfight is an art event that goes on for 1 month, has 2 opposing teams, and to win, you get points by attacking the opponent's OCs, original characters, which means you draw them. Basically, you draw other people's OCs, and it's kind of a competition. Artfight has helped a lot more than I imagined, because I wanted to make a lot of pieces for courses, but there's a time limit, 1 month. So I learned to make pieces that take less time, and I also kind of developed a more streamlined painting process, which I did not have before. My current attack count for the whole month is, I think, 14 pieces, and I would have never thought I would be able to draw so much just like that. In 1 month, I've drawn more than probably the past 1.5 years or 2 years, which is insane. What now? How do I keep going? I'd say the main thing I'm doing is those 2-hour exercises, which are not always studies, sometimes they are just paintings from imagination. They are kind of a solution to what my original problem was, the extended time spent on my drawings. My rule is to call the image finished when the timer is up, but I allow myself to go back to it and refine it when a little time has passed, like a week, or when I've maybe done 2 more exercises in between. That allows me to constrain my painting decisions to the time frame, allowing for a more optimized workflow. But I also don't want to restrict myself extremely. I can totally make the painting more beautiful later if I've got a special liking to it during the exercise. I must mention that in these 5 or so months, I have also stopped briefly a couple times because it was really hard to recover the habit of drawing, but I managed to learn what worked for me, and now I think I'm going steady. It's important to know that consistency is key, but if you stop for a week or can only draw every few days, that's okay too. You just don't want to make it go on for several months. So for some time, these short exercises will be my main form of painting. That doesn't mean I won't do some longer paintings when I feel like it, but I think this is a good opportunity for going back to making art. Basically copying to learn what you really want to be able to do. Hope you liked it, hope it was helpful. Leave a comment if it was. Thanks for watching.